with the colon.
Okay. Any other person?
Hello. This is Helen. I'm new to Python, but I'm thinking it will insert 100 after 90, and then it will print the whole thing 56, 78, 90, 100, and then 20.
Is this Elizabeth?
This is Helen from Kenya.
Okay, this is Emily from Kenya. You are welcome. Okay, were you there yesterday?
I wasn't there yesterday, so I've just joined today.
Okay, well, I think you are eating. You'll be the first person to eat our cake this evening. Our virtual cake. All right, she's actually very correct. So, like when I wrote this code, I explained something. I said it's scores.insert. I said we'll pass the index and then pass the value that we want to put at that particular index location, which is 100 in this case. So let's see. Now, 0, 1, 2, 3. We are targeting 20. You understand? So what it's going to do is to insert 100 here and then shift 20 backward, if that English is correct. So can we see it?
Yes.
So Ellen is very correct. Someone is saying,
I was the one that I don't understand. So I was like, wow, so it shifted 20 backward and inserted 100 in the middle.
Yes, it's like, let me set an example. Like you are the ATM stand, and then maybe they gave you numbers, and then they gave someone 5, then they gave another person 5, and then you go there and say, okay, I'm the one that gave 5. No, I'm the one that gave 5. So the new person with 5 comes forward and stay in front, and then the old person with 5 now takes the 6th position. So that's how this insert is actually working.
Okay, now I understand.
You get it? Okay, so let's move forward. Another kind of operation you can perform on list is to append. So when you append, you're actually adding item at the end of the list. So can we spot the difference between append and insert even before we write the code? I said append it's adding item at the end of the list, while insert is actually inserting to a particular location in the list.
Okay, at the end of the list. So
append will add something at the end of the list. Let me do this. Let's use the second, since we have 2 lists declared. So let me add Kenya. So what do you think this is going to do? We've not printed our items list before. So let me print it. You understand? And then after appending, I'll print again so that we can spot the difference. So can someone guess what this is going to print?
Print the array of items and add Kenya to the back.
Okay. So let's see. Thank you. Can we see it?
Yes.
So another thing that we can do is to extend a list. So when you extend a list, what you're actually saying is you want to add, like you want to increase the capacity of the, like our list has how many items for now? Our list has like 6 items. So if I'm extending, that means I'm expanding. So I'm just trying to interpret it in English. You understand?
Yes.
So let me say I'm adding to, let me just keep adding to items. Extend. So I'm going to have, let me add some more countries. Ghana, comma. I'm supposed to put this in list. Let's add Rwanda. Let's add Tanzania. So let's print list again. Let's print the list, which is items. Can we see what it did?
Yes.
Okay. So it's kind of expanded the list. That's what extend is doing. Now you can actually do this in another way, this particular extend. So this is another method you can use, which I'll use to add some other countries to it. Items equals items plus. So everything you want to add, you put it here. And let me add Nigeria. Nigeria. Let me add Togo. So let's see what this does actually. Print items. Can we see it? So the same work that extend is doing is the same work that this particular line of code is doing.
Yes.
Is someone asking a question? So another type of operation that we can perform on a list is to actually update the list elements. So when you update, what you are trying to say is I want to change some things in the list, or I want to kind of alter a list. So how do you update a list item? Let me comment these guys out. So let's say this is actually in real life, it's student record, and then you've already supplied 56 to be the first call for this person, for this student, but then you realize that the person actually scored 100. How do you change it? This is exactly what this is going to do. So it's going to replace what is in index 1, which is position 2,
200
with 100. So it's going to alter whatever it is I will put there. So let me print our print scores. Can we see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is anyone lost?
Not at
No.
all.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, I want to ask a question.
Okay.
The number starts from zeros, then upward, right?
Yes. When you are iterating through a list, an array, a dictionary, or a string in Python, or even most programming languages. So you start reading from 0, indexing. You understand?
Okay.
Now let's see. So I'm kind of using slicing to update now.
Okay.
So I want to replace rather. I want to change the value of these items. You understand?
Yeah.
So I'm changing it to Iraq. So can someone guess what the output is going to be now?
Iraq, Iran,
Iraq,
Dubai,
Iran,
Canada.
Dubai, and Canada. We had it. And then we have
I didn't pick that.
Iraq, Iran, Dubai, and Canada.
Iraq, Iran, Dubai. Okay, I'm coming. Let me remove. Let me uncomment this so that we can have this also. So it's going to have Iraq, Iran, Dubai, and Canada.
Yes.
Is that all that is going
Good
to be there?
instance. This one is running.
Don't forget that there's
It will
something
also
in our
bring
list before.
Nigeria and Togo.
No, we have
Nigeria and Togo. Plus Nigeria and Togo.
no, and apart from that, we have 0. We have 0. Then we have 56. We have 56. Then we have 4.
Okay, there are two lists here, right? We have scores
Yeah.
and we have items. The one I'm trying to
Yeah.
access now is not scores,
It's
Yeah.
items.
it's
Item.
items. So inside items, the first initialization for items is this: sugar,
Sugar,
50 bag,
50 bag, 100 and
5.0. Then at
okay.
this
So we
point,
having sugar.
we
Sorry, we having
okay,
sugar. Then we having 0.5.
yeah, I'm coming.
Then we have
When
Iraq,
you
Iran, Dubai, and Canada.
I've uncommented something, so there's addition here. So at this point, we had Ghana. We extended our
Rwanda.
list to contain Ghana, Rwanda, and Tanzania, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we moved
Yeah.
forward and said we want to add Nigeria and Togo, and that was what gave us this output here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now I'm now in a case where it was a mistake that we put all this stuff. You understand? I just want to update
Yeah.
this list. I only want this list to contain countries. You understand? So that's what I'm
Yes.
trying to do here. So I want to replace everything that exists in front of this place. I want to replace it with this. Did we get that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me run that. Let's see. Anyone confused?
No.
No.
Now another thing that we can do is to delete items. Now, what if I want my list to only contain African countries? Now, sorry, let me add one more country to replace this 5.0. Which country could that be?
You can put Germany there.
Okay. Germany. All right. So we have that. So now I want this list to only contain African countries. You understand? So I want to remove, and I noticed that all those ones in front, like
You
this.
have to change this 4 to 5.
There's something I want to ask on the items.
Okay.
It's going to, how is the Germany going to be replaced to replace the 5.0? It's still the item. Do you need to put 5 there or something?
Yes, change
Okay,
4 to 5.
Thank you. What do you say?
Said change 4 to 5.
No, it's still 4 I want to change. Okay, let me show you something. Let me run this first. Let me run this first so you see what I'm saying.
5.0.
I'm coming. What was in this list before? We had 100, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.0, that's what we're trying to remove.
Yeah, 5.0.
So it has to be 5.
I'm coming. Let me see what 5 does. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. So I'm going to delete the first set, or all these nations that are not African nations. So how do I do that? There are different ways to delete actually. There are inbuilt functions and methods to use too. But before we get to that one, let me use this keyword del or del, however it is you want to call it. So I use this to remove. Which one will this remove?
Iraq. No. Sorry.
Let me just work on the item.
Iran.
Iran.
Okay. Sorry, I made a mistake here. It's supposed to be items. Okay, so I guess we're right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can delete a subset or a sub list. Of course, using my slicing. So I want to slice some items out.
Yes.
What would this return?
To delete Iraq, Iran, fine.
There's no Iran there anymore. We've deleted Iran from
Okay,
the
so
first.
yes, so Iraq
Yes, sir.
by Canada.
And Germany.
And Germany.
Someone said and Germany.
No, I don't think
I wish
Germany
you-
wants to be
No,
deleted.
no. Tens are Canada. They tend to.
Let's see. Let's run the code and see. So do we see it? Okay, so what if I want to delete an entire list? How do I do that?
Put the whole number of the items there.
So even just doing this
Just delete without any index.
Yes. Who said that? Is that
Name is Ayobami.
Ayobami? Yeah, I know the voice. Print scores. I'm working with scores now. I don't want this thing in my space again, so I'm deleting it. Okay, name error. Scores is not defined. Have I removed scores before?
No.
Yeah. The reason why it's bringing this is what this command does or did was to delete scores. So by the time the interpreter gets here, it's not saying scores again. So it's telling me scores is not defined. Did you copy that?
Yes.
So it's no more saying scores. So that's why it's bringing this name error. So we can move forward.
Yes.
Now, there are some inbuilt methods that you can use to delete items. Methods or functions. So let me say items dot. You can use remove. Whatever it is I want to remove, you put it here. So let's say I want to remove Ghana from the list. Then another way is to use pop. Can someone guess the difference between remove and pop? Or what do you think pop would do? What do you think remove would do?
remove any
Ayobami, you're saying something.
Pop brings out value of 1.
Okay. Pop will bring out what?
Pop will bring out just the value of 1 you put in.
Okay. Like it's going to print 1.
Yes.
No, I think pop will bring out from the just like the stack. This the stack works.
Okay.
So pop will bring out. Okay, the stack works with last in first out. So it will bring out. For instance, you entered 1 here to bring out the last one. 1. So if you enter 2, you bring out the last 2. Enter 3, bring out the last 2. I'm thinking. I'm certain.
So I entered 1 is bringing out what?
The last one.
Okay. Any other person?
Pop will bring out Rwanda. Rwanda.
Now, you know what all these this built-in function are doing is to delete, right? So the way you are
Yes.
saying your bring out, you are still going to like print out. What is going to be left is your output, not what it has removed. You understand? So we are talking in terms of
Yeah.
deleting, not inserting. You get the point I'm trying to make. So let's run this and see. I've seen name error somewhere. Scores is not defined. Did I use scores anyway? Okay, for this. So for those that gave answers, can you confirm your answer? Were you right or wrong? The first printing was, okay, let's count. Let me comment this one out. You understand? Where do I want to stop? Where do I want to stop? Okay, let me just leave it at this one. This is supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So the last 4 things is what we are checking out. The last 4 outputs. That are this. So the first one, which is remove, it removed Ghana. Ghana was the value I passed. I said remove this item, and the name of the item is Ghana. So it removed Ghana from the list. And that was why we have this one. It returned this. What is left is this. Now the second one, which is pop.
Yes.
What pop does is to remove an item from the specified index. So this one that I put here is an index. You understand? So
Yes.
it's saying go to index 1, which is our second item on the list, which is Rwanda. After removing Ghana, Rwanda takes position, becomes the second item. So I'm saying go to the second item and remove whatever that is there, and it returned this. Sorry, it returned this. Are we following? Then there is another one which is items.pop. What this one does is automatically removes. Someone was explaining something about last in, first out, the other time, talking about stack and which other one is that? Someone was talking about stack the other time.
Yes, I was talking about stack.
Yeah,
The
that's
last.
Alabama. So it removes, the way it works is whatever it is that is at the top, the last thing that you put, just like having stacks of plates, remove, it's going to pop it out. You understand? There is pop, there is push. So what pop does is to pop out the last thing that is there. So what this one does is it will just automatically removes the last item. So the last item with this our last result was what? Togo, right?
Yes.
So it removes Togo and we are left with Germany, Tanzania, and Nigeria. Now the last thing, which is items.clear. What this one will do to a list is to clear all the list items. And then what did it return? It returned an empty list. Do we understand it now?
Yes.
Someone asked me a question. Now let's move to another data type, which is dictionary. So what is what are dictionaries? Now in Python, dictionaries are made up of one or more pairs of keys and values. So a key is like more or less like a pointer to value, to a particular value. So the pairs are enclosed in curly braces with colon separating a key from its value. And then there is comma that will separate all the pairs of keys and values. Now, the keys must be of immutable type. Like example of immutable data types are we have int, float, decimal, bool, string, tuple, and whole. What do you mean by immutable data type? It means once they are defined, their values cannot be changed. If they are mutable, if you define them, you can still alter them. List is mutable. You can see when we defined a list, we started altering the list. You understand? We changed the value, we inserted something in another position, all of that. But for immutable data types, the values cannot be changed once you have declared them. So the kind of value that a dictionary takes are immutable data type values. Now, and I've cited example like integer, float, decimal, bool, string, and tuple. Now, a key must be unique, but then you can have repeated values. So let's see how that actually works. So let's declare a dictionary. So the concept of dictionary is there are situations where you might have keys to store in connection. Like when we saw that we stored a country, we stored countries, it was something in that nature we could store. There is no, but in a situation where you want to store the country, the state, and the capital, are we following?
Yes.
So you want to list a state and then you want to list capital, but you want the state and the capital to go like a couple. Do you understand? So that's when you think you be. Someone said something. Now, an example is this. I want a dictionary that actually stores something about students. I've explained how the dictionary works. So I'm going to have a key. This name, this first thing I'm doing is a key. Now, what value is this key taking? Then I'll put a colon and then put the value in front of it. The name of the student is Nancy. You understand? Then I can put as many as possible key and value pairs. Are we following? So I can put another one here. I can put the age. Any information that you think you can gather about a student, you can put them in a dictionary. Just relate this to real life dictionary where you have connection of different things. You understand? So I can put the student age. What value would this take? Let's say she's 30 years old. What other thing can we record? What other information can we gather from a student?
A height.
Class.
A class.
Okay, let's see class. Because we don't really need height.
A position in the family.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Our class is maybe let's say Python class. I'm just using that as example. Python. Okay, let's print this first so that we won't have an overwhelming list. Now this is a dictionary. Who noticed the difference between this and a list? What's the difference between this dictionary? Just the syntax. Okay, this one use what?
The different the bracket and the underscores.
Curly bracket. Okay, the underscore is not really the difference.
Yeah, and
because I could put underscore in. I can say Iraq, Iraq, and separate with underscore. So underscore is not really, this is just a variable name.
Yeah.
And like I explained yesterday, I put this because I want to use 2 words to name this variable. You understand? I can't put space in between. So the right convention is to separate with either use a camel casing or you use underscore. So that's why we have underscore. So it's not really a difference. Which other difference can we notice? Of course, from what I've explained, it has, what's it called? It has different, it has pairs of values. So I'm going to have key combined with value. So it has pair of key and value together. So let's print this. Let's see what this brings out. So for those that were here, see, I think I did something about showing us how to print in a more interesting way to the screen. The student's name, the student name is, so I want to put the name of this student. So what do I want to put here? I want to put whatever value that is here. So to access a value, what you are going to be accessing is going to be what? The key.
Yes.
The key will be, you will use the key as though you are using the key as an index. You understand? You understand the way we use index?
Yes.
So you pass the key, and the key here is what? Students underscore name. You understand? Are we following it? Now I'm saying the student name,
Yes. Yes.
whatever it is that is inside student name, which is Nancy, put it here. Then I'm saying comma, join it with, and sorry, this is a text, and she is, then comma, I want to put the age. So please kindly dictate what I will put for age here. How do I access the value of age?
To age. Let's do the Harry brackets to age.
Okay, thank you. Let me just bring this here. Then comma, I said she's, okay, so let me just add years old. Then comma, I want to join the other statement. In, let me just put the one for Python class. So STUT class. So can we run this and see?
Class, there's a mistake.
Yeah, I put class instead of class.
Okay.
Let me comment these guys. Let me comment these guys. Okay, there's still one print in there. But then this is it. Can we see it?
Yes.
The student's name is Nancy and she's 30 years old.
Yes.
In Python. In Python.
Class is not showing. Class is not showing there.
Class is actually showing. Am I right?
Just saying Python.
Yeah.
It's showing. It's correct.
It's correct.
Yes.
Python was the class we supplied. Was the value we
Okay,
supplied
okay.
for class. You understand? So another way that
Okay.
you want to,
Okay. Yeah, I know.
I think what you're trying to say is maybe we should join a string, a text that says Python class. You understand?
Yeah.
So can we see it now?
Okay. Yeah.
So it joins values with whatever text that is there. So we can see how we can declare, we've seen how to declare a dictionary and how to access each item that is in the dictionary.
Yeah.
Now you can actually print it in different ways though, but I'm just let's say flexing with this one. Now you can also perform some operations on a dictionary. Okay,
I have a question.
That's any. Your question, any. Ellen? We're not getting your question. Okay, I think she has muted herself. Was she the one that talked? Ellen? Or is it Elizabeth that talked?
I think she was asking for a minute.
I was asking for what?
Oh,
For a
sorry for that.
minute.
I wanted to ask, is there a difference between when you're using the single apostrophe and the double one? When do you use double and when you use, or it's just the same?
Okay. This, you are talking about this, when we use this
Yes.
and when we use this.
Yes.
Now you can use the same, you can use the two interchangeably. It's the same thing that is bringing, it's still showing that this is a string value. You understand? So I intentionally do mix it because yesterday I explained to them that Python allows you to use the two. You understand?
Okay.
But there are cases where you want to embed a particular string inside another. In that case, you shouldn't use, if you are using the double one, you shouldn't use the other. You shouldn't use double and then embed it inside. Then you have to change the style of the codes. So it's either you are putting this inside this and whole, but it's still doing the same work. So there is no difference in the function. There is no difference in the function. Are we
Thank
good?
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now let's see how to add to a list.